I
Go
enjoy
ahead,
this
Leroy.
so much.
We have a full table of wisdom here, and we're going around the table.
Shirley Stroud.
Charlena Davis.
Eva Varnum.
Esther Hyatt.
Edith Jenkins.
Rochelle Milligan.
Lydia Millie.
And Lloyd Strayhorn.
And Brother Stu Reed.
Don't they got a brother that take them to the airport? Why they gotta bother me? So you'll notice that if you're not careful, you wind up being the victim or the sacrifice for the plans and intrigues of others trying to use you. Health-wise, you tend to have sensitive skin, especially when you was a teenager. Low blood pressure. Some concerns with the hip, thighs, and feet, especially to your left side of the body than the right side of the body. You have always been very ambitious, and you tend to be a medical question to doctors too at times. Okay.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So things like that. Your lucky numbers are the 3, 8, and 6. Your best days are always on a Thursday, a Friday, and a Saturday. And your best months are always, without exceptions, in the months of January, March, May, October, and December. Those are your 5 months. January, March, May, October, and December. You may have had the birth of your son in one of those months, or conceived him in one of those months, or got married in one of those months. So when I say these are the months, you know, it's interesting. Certain religious bodies have a problem with what I do. I will be very honest. Born-again Christians, Seventh-day Adventists, and Jehovah's Witnesses, okay? They feel that what I do goes against the laws of God, but my attitude is this. I like boiled peanuts. When I used to, as a child, visit North Carolina to see my grandmother, we would pick green peanuts out the earth. Then we would boil them. So right now, green peanuts are in season. When they're out of season, so I was thinking the other day, it's going to be September soon. They start waiting out in October, so I start buying bunches of them and put them in the freezer. Okay, so if I get it, I have it. But the point is, once it's out of season, you can't find it. So if God has given seasons to plants and animals and vegetables and birds to fly to Capistrano, fish to swim upstream, herds of animals to migrate from this place to another, and we're made in God's image, you telling me we don't have a season? Then they really get mad at me. Go figure. But we have a season. So thus, I'm talking to a woman that I never met, but she could almost confirm that, not knowing her, that these are some of her characteristics. This is what makes her who she is. If she looks at some of those months, her mom may have been born on one of those months. She could have married in one of those months. Her mate is in one of those months. Got pregnant in one of those months. A lot of things. And we all have patterns. We all have cycles. And notice, your numbers are not the same. Y'all are not dressed the same. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, their argument, they got to go somewhere else. And plus, I went to seminary school because I was going to be a minister.
Okay.
But they were raising more sand in Virginia than I was, so I guess I do God's work in another way. So those are your numbers. This particular year for you, you are actually going through an adjustment. First of all, it started late September, October of last year, where you decided to get real serious about getting involved in a weight loss exercise program. You've been doing things around the house. You've been thinking about going back to school or taking a course or a seminar or something of that nature to kind of add another asset to your column. This year has been news around love, marriage, divorce, separations, makeups, breakups, christenings, weddings, baby showers, all those kinds of things are happening in your space. You know what I'm saying? Little things like that.
Wow.
Considering we never met.
Right.
But there is an art to this. This is why I'm leaving a book for y'all to really get into. It's interesting when people see this book, right? You know the first thing they say to me? I thought you were white. See,
Wow.
we're not supposed to get no credit for doing stuff like this. But yet, numerology comes from us. How is Pythagoras going to be the father of numerology when you look at his background? They say he went into the land of Egypt to study. Well, on what continent is Egypt? Duh, Africa. So, that's why I rest my case. Anyway, next, your month and date of birth?
9/12.
Oh, you was born the same day as Barry White. I met him once.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
same year too. Oops.
Yeah. Do you know Barry White actually died on his wedding anniversary, July 4th. He passed away from diabetes.
I knew that, but I didn't know the date.
Yeah, it was in July that he passed away. Anyway. You have always, just in reverse, where she's always started on her own. You've always been old from Jump Street. As soon as you came out the womb, you were old. Much older men like her were drawn to you. Okay, now whether you got involved with them or not is another thing, but the operative word, older men were drawn to you. It may have scared your mother or father, but it didn't mean jack to you. As far as you were concerned, I got this. You, like her, have always been very ambitious, always wanted to make something of yourself. You're more career-oriented than domestic-oriented, which means, yes, you may have a child or two or three, but you've always wanted to make something of yourself, too. It wasn't just staying home with just the babies, the diapers, the dishes. You want to go out there, so when your honey came home on Friday and sat at the table, you want to sit right there at the table, too, and, you know, let us pay these bills together and how we're going to do this.
Absolutely.
You've always been creative. You, too, like her, have sensitive skin, so very little makeup on you. And the beauty of women of color, y'all don't need makeup. Other women got to have makeup, okay? All right? So then they'll say, oh, you don't like white people. That has nothing to do with it. We just have this melanin, this richness of us. And so you also have sensitive concerns with your feet, especially the left side of the body and the hip and whatnot. And you also suffer with anemia or low blood pressure, so you'll get cold easily. So let's say it's a wintry day and you'll be under the covers and just your nose is sticking out so you can breathe, stuff like that, you know. You two have been a natural flirt, you know, just to make sure you ain't slipping, you know, I'll put it like that. You have always had a lot of desire to make something of yourself too. Where her lucky numbers are the 3, 8, and 6. Your lucky numbers are the 3, 6, and 5. And that means your best days are on Wednesday, Thursday, and Fridays. Those are always your best days, where her best days are Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. All right? You too, like her, has to be careful of people taking advantage of your goodness, your resources. Girl, can you help me out? And because my name adds up to a 12. And there was a guy, I don't know that well, he had to move. And this happened just the other day, last week. And he says, listen, you know, can I keep a couple of bags? They were big bags in my house, all right? I said, sure, you know. And then when I asked him the next day what happened, the money never came. So what I did was, I told him, listen, I made him come and get his stuff, and I even gave him some of the money to go take it to a warehouse, or whatever the case is. Because if not, you and we become the victims or the sacrifice for the plans and intrigues of others. And that's what makes for mental suffering and anxiety of mind. So that's why we have this battle within ourselves. Why did I do this? Why, you know what I'm saying? Do we have Bendejo written across our forehead? You know what I'm saying? Little things like that. So it's just being mindful of those things, and especially when you haven't heard from somebody in a long time, almost always they want something, or they want you to do something for them. It's just, I'm now prepared to say no, but the guy caught me off, and then this was Tuesday or Thursday. Next thing I know, Fridays come, Saturdays come, Sunday come, Monday came. Yo, you got to get yourself up out of here, okay? That's how we doing this. Don't get comfortable now.
Yeah.
But that's what people, so you and I have to be really careful of people taking advantage of us. In fact, the first president to be killed in office, assassinated, was Abraham Lincoln, born on the 12th. And he was the victim for the sacrifice for the intrigues of the Civil War, the North versus the South, all that stuff. So there's little things to keep in mind. This is why the NAACP's birthday is February the 12th, because they celebrated the day honoring Abraham Lincoln. Although they failed to say that Abraham Lincoln tried to expatriate black people back to Africa on 2 occasions, but we don't read our history the way we should, like other folks. I think if we do, we keep things in perspective. But anyway, your best days, your best months, and you got 6 of them, bless you. So your best months are March, May, June, September, October, and December. That is late February into March, late April into May and June, then late August into September and October, then late November, Thanksgiving holidays into the Christmas. These are the days either your mom or dad was born, that you gave birth, got married, had children, conceived, got your house, got your car, whatever. These are your seasons. And then there are rough seasons too, but I ain't gonna put emphasis on that. When I come back again, I'll tell you the season, the winter side of your life. This is the summer side of your life. Because our tendency is always to look for something bad. I used to watch, what's Red Fox thing? Sanford and Son. He always finds something, but in the end, he always loses it. It's never, he gets it and owns it. And it's almost gotten us accustomed to looking for, nah, this can't be. Yeah, this is too good to be true. But why not? We deserve it too. But we have been programmed not to expect much from each other. But we have been programmed that I can knock you, I can tell you how many flaws you are, I can tell you why I don't like you, sister, okay? But yet we don't encourage each other. We are the last people on the planet that need to be barking at each other right now, especially under these conditions. But that's how I feel. So that's you. And so this year, you're at a point where you're ready to make a change. You're like this year, it started late September, October, right after your birthday. You were at a fork in the road, and it was like you have to make a decision. Girl, which way am I going to go? Am I going to go this way this year? Am I going to go that way? Should I keep going forward or back up a bit and reverse myself? A lot of opportunities are going to come. This is you're in a cycle of sex attraction this year, so you be having a bad hair day, somebody's trying to hit on you, give you a compliment, you're going to get some milk, and you probably say, I ain't even looking my best yet, but it'll work, you know? And you should get into some kind of writing and traveling this year too. Sister Hyatt, what month and day? Oh, excuse me, July 5th.
Right.
Yeah, I remember asking you a question. You too started out old, in the sense that when I hear numbers, yours and hers, as well as Sister Hyatt, that means you three ladies matured very fast. You were just independent very fast, if that makes a difference. Okay? Like, I'm out of here, okay? I gotta see what I can do to find my place in the world, okay? Because I ain't feeling y'all right now. You know, little things like that. But you was always sweet, though. But you have a talent for writing, because 5 rules: business, science, commerce, communications, import, export, the stock exchange, the literary field, the travel industry. So you've been very diverse, and somewhat like her, when you were growing up as a young child, and especially developing into that teenage stage and young 20s, that other women around you too thought you were snuck up or studied. But y'all wasn't snuck up or studied. Y'all were very discreet, very discriminating, and didn't like everybody in your business. That's where the difference came in. Your key or important numbers are always the 5, the 2, and the 7. Those are always your numbers. So that tells me if I was to come to your home, because you have a lot of literary numbers, that suggests to me you either have a lot of books in your home, magazines in your homes, newspapers, something. You go to the bathroom, there's something to read. You go to the bedroom, there's something to read. You go to the living room. Something that indicates a woman and you like to ask lots of questions. I mean, we men always want to generalize women about, you like to ask questions, but you really like to ask lots of questions, okay? Because 5s are curious by their nature. The secret to holding on to you is to let you go. You don't like people that are slow, dull, or boring. You don't like repeating yourself too many times either. You like to keep it moving for the most part. And you work well under pressure, although you might say, I don't like pressure. But when the stuff hits the fan, you're one of the first ones to come through. So if you worked at a hospital, I'd have you on my emergency team, because you tend to do well under stress, although you might claim you don't like stress, but you do. Your best days are always on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. See, everybody got a different season. This is why we all don't get up at the same time, go to bed at the same time, eat at the same time, because we all got different seasons. I mean, so I don't understand what the religious community have with what I do. But then again, the religious movement was once used to, that Bible that we pray to was once used to justify our enslavement. That's why I keep the Bible in its right context, okay? So now all this exposure about the Catholic community, what they doing, all the sexual abuse of over 1,000 kids, and even marking it with, little things, kind of crazy. Anyway, back to you. So your best days are Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You tend to do well in the months of May, June, July, September, and October. More than likely, those may have been the months in which you married, got engaged, met Mr. Hyatt, got pregnant, gave birth, got your job. These are always significant seasons for you. It's just being aware of them to take advantage of them, that's all. And this particular year finds you at a crossroad, again, making some changes. Actually, both you two are at a crossroads. You in your way, she in her way. But the point is, you'll want to make a change for the better. Some might be better health, some might be better relationship, some might be better finances. You know, you all have your own individual tastes, but in essence, it's about making some changes. And this year, you should take advantage of any and all opportunities that come your way, especially to travel and move about. Okay. Health-wise, your numbers suggest concerns with the hands, the arms, and the shoulders, dizziness or vertigo, fear of height. In a minor way, being a cancerian, it would also denote sensitive stomach or digestive tract or sensitivities or with the reproductive organs or female problems, as you would describe it to me as a guy. Those may be your concerns. Yours has been the skin, low blood pressure, anemia, stuff like that. You know, so that's what I'm seeing. Okay. All right. Month and day.
January 13th.
You're a 4. What was the name of this guy that used to have? He started the controversial shows. He was once a mayor of a city. I'll think of his name later on. But anyway, you have always been misunderstood. It's never been easy being you. If it ain't one thing, it's another, as they say. But the people who have gotten to take the time to know you absolutely love you. And they got nerve to tell you, girl, when I first met you, I didn't think you was all of that. But as they got to know you, they find you win their heart. And part of the problem is this. People are jealous of you, or envious of you, or insecure with you because you tend to be ahead of yourself. If you look at some of the things you've said and done, from as a young child up until now, you were always a little ahead of everybody. Wherever you worked at, there was a company's rules, then you had your own set of rules that worked better than theirs, and you had enough sense not to tell them to. Always like to think outside the box, always attracting hard and unusual relationships. So even when you first start dating, your mother father started saying, honey, what's that about? And you know how you women have that talk like, girl, where you get him at? You know? Those kinds of things. Your key numbers are the 4, 1, and 8. That means your best days are always on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. See, everybody got a different season. And we're so busy looking in everybody else's backyard, we need to look in our own backyard and take advantage of our season. And that's what makes us all special, okay? Your secret enemies come because of jealousy, envy, or insecurity. That's all. So, for example, if you were in a theater and there was a fire in the theater, you would have noticed a little exit to the side that nobody noticed, and you'd have pulled your boo. And while everybody's trying to scramble to get out of there, you said, "That was a close call, wasn't it?" That's how you think. So again, your motto should be, to know me is to love me. And once people do, they find you just a sweet woman, very sensitive, strong defender of the underdog. You don't like seeing people suffer or down and out. And in fact, this may explain some of the relationships you've had in the past too. That a guy would approach you, he has a kind of a hard luck story. You'll embrace him, take him in, and then later on you'll be saying, "Oh, I take this man in my house, okay?" And then you boot him out.
Gotta go.
But you have a sensitive heart. But that's to thine own self be true. As Shakespeare said, this is why we're all different. This is all you're not all. We all dress in different colors. Every single one of us. Okay, different that. Some short sleeves, some long sleeves, whatever. But this is what makes us special. And so for you, you've always been ahead of the crowd, and you just like to be different. And nobody does it better than you when it comes to doing things on the fly. This year, oh, by the way, I did get your numbers. Your numbers are the 4, 1, and 8. Your best days. Your months, by the way, are January, February, July, and August. These are all the months. The months you may have met your mate, got engaged, got pregnant, gave birth, whatever the case is. These months of late December into January, February, late June into July, and August are normally your strong times of the year when you do something. Got that apartment, got that job. You know, but these are things to write it down. You don't have to go down memory lane right now. But I'm saying as you begin to take that time out, when did I do this? When did I do that? When did I birth that boy? When I married that crazy man? Or whatever the case is, you'll find that those months and those days will tend to stand out more. That's all you want to do. This particular year for you, you really don't want to be bothered with a lot of people. You just really want to be left alone And that's how you started the year. You open up 2018 probably at home, church, prayer, meditation, but it wasn't partying with a lot of bells and whistles, hats and horns, loud noise and music, you know. And you've been having strange dreams this year. Like, what was that about? You have a desire to get away where there's the sand, the sea, and the sun. So if you haven't gone to the Caribbean or some sunny island yet, I know you want to very much.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? And this year is a year of secrets revealed. The things that have been hidden from you come to the surface. And so less is more. The less you say, the more you find out this year. And this year, normally you don't suffer with night sweats, but this particular year you may. And you know, you women are so cute. Every day's with the hormones. It ain't all the hormones. Sometimes we just suffer with night sweats. So when you're in a sevens in the seventh cycle like you, they suffer with night sweats. So in other words, you be on one side of the bed in the middle of the night, you get up, your nightgown might be damp, you would throw it to the crossing room or either move over to the dry side of the bed. You know what I'm saying?
The whole bed, because I sleep over the whole bed.
Yeah, but you're very different, and yet you're very sensitive, high-strung, and easily wounded, and nobody think nothing ruffles your feathers, but if they only knew. And you also prefer to be your own best company, so once you out and about, come home, lock up, it ain't about me. Girl, I saw you light on, I figured I'd come out and hang out and see how you were doing, and what you up to next. That's, nah. No, you should have caught me when I was outside, all right? Little things like that. All right, you, sir. You want to put the camera on you?
Sure.
What time is it? I'm enjoying myself running my mouth.
140.
1:40, okay.
July 1st.
Okay, yes, I agree. You, my distinguished friend, are born to lead. A couple of Cancer 1 people is Mayor David Jenkins, Arthur Ashe, okay, I forgot this track star. He was actually born on that same day. As a kid, you might have thought you would be a lawyer or doctor or scientist. You don't take orders well, so I know you've either run your own business or made several attempts to run your own business or be a manager, supervisor, director, head of a department, whatever the case may be. You've always been refreshingly honest, so if people don't want the truth, you're really not the one to come and see. Because Lloyd, that was the dumbest thing you did. But come here, brother. Let me give you a reference. Okay, that's how you do it. So you lay all your cards on the table. You grew up very fast, more than likely, which is none of my business. It was probably an older young lady to introduce you to Sex 101 when you was coming up as a kid. Could have been the babysitter. You know, you show you yours, you show me mine. You know how we used to do in those days, okay? Now we do it all different, right, ladies? Everything is different. Now they got dating sites and this site and that site. They got all kind of stuff going. Anyway, but you always grew up very fast, and you grew up with a spirit of analysis, investigations, deep love of research and spirituality, probably very much influenced by church development, going to church every Sunday or often, or going to various churches. But even though you always may have gone to different churches, you always knew there was something higher than yourself. So you know how it's most interesting. The people that raise the sand all week go to church on Sunday. It's almost clean up their act. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean because you'll go to church on Sunday then, or you'll do that. But I lived with, when I was coming up as a kid, the Mormons, well, they way somewhere else. But the Mormons, they would argue, fuss, fight all week, drink, and yet when they go to church on Sunday, I think they're the holiest people in the place. You know what I'm saying? But you've always been a man that's been self-reliant, original thinker, visionary in your way, independent-minded, and it's interesting because you're number 1, so the number 1 rules the eyes. So it tells me your right eye is a little bit weaker than your left eye, probably like astigmatism, sensitivity to bright sunlight. It rules high blood pressure, heart palpitations. It also tells me you might have some concerns with the lower back. It also tells me you need to have your prostate checked. You know, we men are not the greatest going to doctors, but if you haven't done, make sure you get a digital exam and stuff like that. It also indicates, too, that this year you are really standing on your own. By the way, you have 4 numbers. You're the only one in this crowd that has 4 numbers, not 3. Your numbers are the 1, 4, 2, and 7. Those are your numbers, the 1, 4, 2, and 7. And your best days are Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Isn't today Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Those are always your days. And your best months always occurs in the months of February, April, June, July, and August. And if you look at when you got married or engaged or who you're dealing with or gave birth or whatever the case is, those months will tend to stand out. February, April, then late June, July, and August. Those will be the months for you. But the one thing is what people see is what they get. You will attract younger women, not that you're trying to attract younger women, but that's the energy that you give off. Some of us attract those that are neutral, some older, some younger. You would attract younger women, although when you were a younger boy, you attract older women. Up until about maybe your late 20s, early 30s, and now all of a sudden there was a switch up, which is also none of my business, okay? For you, so I did your numbers. I did your days, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I did your months, good. So this particular year is your year where you are really doing something new. Actually, you started late last year to say, you know what, I'm doing this, but I want to either add on something new or really bring something new or a new concept, a new thing to the table. Things came to a head this month. That's what's happening right now. Right after your birthday of last month, going into this month of August, it does suggest that things are coming to an end where you're waking up and you're saying, you know what, I don't need this, I don't need that. You might have been looking at some people in your life straddling the fence and says, you know what, I don't think I need you guys either. Because next month, which is right around the corner now, indicates something really new is going to be underway. I would expect you to get a raise or promotion or step out on faith to do something in a more independent fashion. Hi, how are you? What month and day are you born? 5/28. You are a Gemini. You're born the same day as Rudy Giuliani, which you asked about earlier. You walked before you were 1 year old, probably, looking at the birthday. Okay, I don't know whether you know this or not, but as parents, but you were always a fast learner, quick in thought, quick in action, no patience, never liked repeating yourself, and could curse somebody out taking your mom to church too. Okay, which is none of my business. All right, well, let's keep it real.
Yes,
all right.
she can.
Never bring your friends to readings. Okay. But you're not bad. You're really a sweetie pie, especially those that stay on your good side. But when they cross that side, then all bets are off. That's how you are. You will always attract younger men. I don't care. You'll be 80 and they'll be 30, 40. Get used to it. You can't help it. And it's not that you're trying. And you know the sad part, and show you how we men are in this culture. We three guys can date much younger women. It's okay. You date a guy 6 months younger, we want to call you a cougar. See, so it's all this labeling that we wish to do with women. And all that is for self-control issues and stuff like that. So don't go for that. Not only is this the age of Aquarius, but more importantly, this is the age of women. This age of Aquarius lasts 2,500 years. So you ladies got more than enough time to get your dibs in. Okay? So this is why ladies are qualifying relationships. Women are no longer waiting around just to see if the man's going to ask, boo, can we take this? Women are asking, listen, what are your intentions, okay? Don't be wasting my time. Because we don't look at it. I'll be dating you for 5 years. I say, honey, we've been together 5 years. Ain't that great? But you as a woman say, we've been to 5 years, but what do we have to show for it? Do we got a ring? Do I have a commitment? You know what I'm saying? So guys got to understand the way women are thinking. That's why women ain't wasting time no more. And a lot of people don't like it, but hey, we guys got to grow up. You too, like him, may have thought about growing up as a kid of being a lawyer or doctor or scientist or running your own business because you like to give orders. So people think you're bossy. It's not that you're bossy. You know what you want. Okay? Is she bossy?
All right, y'all.
Haters, honey. Don't worry about those. Are just haters. Oh yeah, I got cards for everybody too. Yes, I'm leaving cards. Your birthday suggested you will have some concerns like he with the eyes. So instead of where his right eye is concerned, your left eye is concerned. That's the weaker one, the left side, where his is the righter side. It also rules high blood pressure, heart palpitations, irregular blood circulations in the lower back, especially more to your left side. So if your back is rubbing, tell your boo to step on the left side of your back or rubbing, be all right, okay? Wow. As a Gemini, it also rules in addition to hands, the arms, the shoulders, vertigo or fear of heights or dizziness on occasions and stuff like that. And because Gemini rules the lungs, because Gemini is an air sign, and the lungs is the air apparatus of the body, okay? So every now and then you have to be concerned about those things too. Catching colds, flus, things of that nature. Your lucky numbers are the 1, 4, and 5. That means your best days are always on a Sunday, a Tuesday, and a Wednesday. It means you always do extremely well in the months of February, April, June, August, and September. Your birthday suggests that you have to be very careful who you give counsel to, who you take advice from, and how you put your name on the dotted line. The compound number 28 is called the divorce number. Now, people think it's a divorce by marriage, a divorce from a boyfriend, divorce from a husband, but it means symbolically divorce from the material side of things you should rightfully have. Give you an example. Who you put your trust in. So you're very honest with people, but people aren't always honest with you. So you may have been coming up as a little girl, saw Johnny in the corner, say, Susie, go over there and put a word in for me. Susie, go over there, don't even bring your name up in the conversation, okay? Then who you seek counsel from, advice from. So I'm a numerologist, right? So if you come to me for a numerology reading, this is all I do. People have even asked me, do I have a day job? But let's say you go in and get a numerology reading and this person, his real day job is fixing TV sets all day. It might be good for the rest of the people in this group, but for you, you need to go to the premier expert in the field to get the best advice. When I used to sell life insurance, which is category number 3, they used to say the large words addeth and the small words taketh away, and the lawyers say, what? You got to read the fine print. You should never let people push a document under your nose and say, girl, just sign right here without looking, because that will get you in trouble. But because you think like a lawyer, this is why people will sometimes think you're cold or distant and whatnot. This is also the challenges you will have with some men. They like your energy, but then when they go into the relationship with you, they want to accuse you of being bossy or dominant or trying to tell them what to do. No, you know what you want, you're going to speak on it. They ain't going to get theirs, and you ain't going to get yours. We're all adults up in here, you know what I'm talking about, okay? And that's how it is. And you put your cards on the table too. So if a person's interested in you, you say right there, excuse me, are you dealing with somebody? And they best not be lying, because if you get to lying, they're going to get it. You know, that's how you roll. You'd rather be straight, no chaser. That's how you always done things. Okay? Right. So those are yours. And this year, since you're May 28th, it tells me you're in a pregnancy cycle this year. And here's what I mean. There may be somebody around you that's either pregnant, getting married. See what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, dear. And it's symbolic too, that you may symbolically give birth to a business, birth to an enterprise, birth to a plan, or whatever the case is. People from your past, whether it's some family reunion, high school, college reunion, but this year's also reconnected you with people you haven't seen in quite some time too. Am I in the ballpark considering having them? Yeah, okay. We all got seasons. Why do you think I'm able to describe all of you? Not knowing them. Okay, and we did this on the phone. Now I'm in person, so I'm really in the business. Wow. What month and day are you on?
January the 6th.
Okay. You have always been a good judge of character. You have a very strong sense of right and wrong and justice. Okay? You can tell whether the person's lying or flying. So you sit right there, you already done checked me out. This brother know each other. This brother know each other. You know what I'm saying? That's how you do. You're very good. You also were very independent, where you were probably out on your own between your 19th and 22nd birthday. You probably want to be a nurse, a teacher, social worker, doctor. You would have done well in real estate, banking. But anywhere where you could be of service to the community, of service, that's where you are. You have a very strong sense of right and wrong. So this is why they don't like you on the job and why you win them over eventually. You know, in jobs they got this group and this group don't like that group. Well, you don't do that. If you're right, you're right. If you're wrong, I'm not down. So everybody learn over time, if they work with you, they know that when they come to see you, they're going to get a fair ear. They're going to get fair justice. Well, Lloyd, you know how long I've been knowing you, brother, but you know you ain't right on this one, okay? And you give credit where credit is due. You can be very stubborn when people get on your bad side. You can also squeeze the brown off the penny if you need to, but if there's something you really want, you will figure out how we're going to get this, okay? 6, you've always been very magnetic. In the time coming up, you probably drove the boys crazy. All right, you had you would have done well in the church singing, modeling, things of that nature. Always had a pleasant voice that people would like to take advantage of. And your key numbers are the 6, 8, and 3. She's got the same numbers as you, but in a different order. That's why you got to play your numbers the same way if you're going to get it straight. See what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
Where your numbers are the 3, 8, and 6, her numbers are the 6, 8, and 3. And that's how you should play your numbers. 6, 8, and 3. So what does that mean? It means Friday's your best day, then next is Saturday your best day, and then next is Thursday. But the way the calendar would work, it would say Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But it's always Friday first, Saturday second, then Thursday. But once you get past hump day, those are your days, okay? Health-wise, sinuses, allergies, heart palpitations, irregular blood circulations, sensitivities with the mammary gland, so you may have gone to the doctor thinking you suspected a lump. You said, girl, go home, ain't nothing wrong with you, okay? You tend to have, as a Capricorns tend to have headaches and some concerns with the knees, teeth, and bones. If so, it'd be more to the left knee than the right knee. If you got a problem with the teeth, it's probably more to the left side than the right side, okay? This particular year, you're putting the kibosh on some people. In fact, you thought of that last year, where you woke up and said, you know what, I don't need this, I don't need that. I don't think I need y'all either. And letting things go. This year should have been an opportunity for you to travel. If you haven't traveled a great distance, somebody may have traveled to you from a great distance, California or whatever the case is. This year says to avoid all people that are negative, argumentative, confrontational. Hey, if they want to argue, listen, you got that. You better be glad I talked to this guy on Tuesday, because I'd have beat your butt, because you ain't no joke. You a fighter. You're a fighter now. You know, you sweet, but I wouldn't mess with you, okay? You will go there. Oh, and your favorite color is blue, from the lightest to the darkest. Because we all got colors. All this is in my book. All this is in the book. So I'm leaving this book to share. You know, I've been knowing Sister Hyatt for a long, long time. So one of these books is for her, but the rest of the book, you're going to just pass around. And when I get extra books, I'll bring them back and leave too. Okay? Yes. So now, anyone with any questions? Any questions? Boyfriends, girlfriends? Yes.
I have a comment.
Please.
You mentioned the 14th.
Yes.
I got married on the 14th. 2 years later, I gave birth to twins on the 14th, and I moved 42 years ago where I live now on the 14th.
And what's your birthday again?
9/12.
Right, and your key numbers are the 3, 6, and 5.
Right.
And 1 plus 4 is 5.
Mhm.
In that building, if you moved to that building, it was number 14. Oh, you moved there on the 14th. What was the name? What was the number of the building you moved in?
130.
That means that was a very odd and unusual building. If you looked at it, it was taller, wider, shorter, whatever. You want to give me your building number? What's your building number? I don't need the street. What's the building number? 80. That means that building has structurally related challenges, cracks along the walls of the ceilings, stuff like that. What's your building number?
165.
165. That's an entertainment building. Children, animals.
Wow.
Always something going on.
Wow.
What's your building number?
130.
Oh, that's right. We just read you. That's right. Odd and unusual.
Twisted.
Yeah, all unusual. Really weird the way you go in, come out, whatever.
Absolutely.
What's your building number?
790.
That means your building it has 3 descriptions. One is either near a body of water, like a lake, a brook, a pond, a creek, a waterfall, or whatever. If not, it's kind of out of the way where you got to kind of know how to get to it the first time. Once you know how to get to it the first time, you can find your way the second or third time. You might even get lost the second time. And the building has water-related issues. Leaks, floods, water pressure, stuff like that. Anyway, I don't know how I'm doing, because I don't know where you live. But it shows you why I don't understand why people from the religious body fights me. You know, and so they think I'm psychic. No, and I don't even worry about them either. That's their job. What's your building number, dear?
1839.
1830. 1839, your building is an activity building too.
Yeah.
Children, animals, pets, noise.
Everything.
Yeah, yeah. And you also have to be careful of elevator problems in that building too. What's your
1611.
1611? Okay, that's a fire building. That building has to be careful of fires, elevator problems, electrical problems and stuff of that nature or whatnot. Your building number?
1565.
1565, that's in 1617. So your building also may have structural related problems too, like cracks along the walls or ceilings or cracks as you come up on the property and stuff like that. What's your building number?
7.
7? You too
7.
may be near a body of water. You too may be near a body of water or have water related issues, you know? And then if you look at the months you moved into these buildings, it may have been one of the months I had you write down. You see what I'm saying? So there is a, what's your building number?
28-30.
28, that's a Queens address, so that's weird, like one is a street and one is a house number. I always get confused. If it's 28, that portion, if it's a house portion, would have either a nice sized living room, nice sized bedroom. If nothing else, it gets plenty of sunlight. Okay, little things like that. Anyway, that's the work. And there's so many things. Yes, dear.
I forgot to mention one thing.
Yes.
Those 14 dates I gave you, they were all in April. They were all in April. The month of April, they were all in April. 4/14.
Now so even in astrology, that means you might have a Aries ascendant or Aries moon, because that governs April. Because from the birthday you gave me, April isn't one of your months. Your best month would be March. Now, here's the point. For example, you moved in April, right? You may have settled that in March, which is one of your months before you actually moved in. You know, like in the old days, you could go to a building, you see the superintendent. If he likes you, he tell the manager you get an apartment. Nowadays, they take you through pay stubs, and you got to make 20 times what the rent is. And, I mean, then they want to know why nobody can live in New York City. So it's or why nobody moves away from their parents nowadays, because they make it next to impossible to do that. But it's interesting, you can see a pattern. Women notice more things than we do, you know, and I think that is to your credit. Your sense of smell is better. Y'all are actually stronger than we men. And some men get offended. Why, I can lift this table, she can't. I'm not talking about that kind of strength. I'm talking about the strength, the power of a woman to bring life into the world. That's you know, and it has a risk involved too. People don't realize that, okay? All these kind of things. We guys, for example, want to talk about how bad you women are as drivers. But why is your car insurance lower than ours? We don't have no answer for that one, okay? If you're all that bad, why, you know, your life insurance is cheaper. Y'all live longer, y'all smell better, y'all got a lot of things I like, okay? So this is the things I'm saying that we need to understand, which is why I'm saying this is the age of women. Your time is here. It's not about how old you are, as so much as all the possibilities of you to do the things you need to do as a woman. Some of you women have probably been ahead of your time anyway, like the lady over there, January 13th. They now just catching up with you, darling. Don't worry about it.
I have 2 dates, 1/9 and 3/28.
1/9. Born the same day as Nixon, Richard Milhouse Nixon. Okay, male or female?
Male.
Male. He has a very good opinion of himself. Think he's the greatest thing since ice cream or close to it. May have had a leaning toward the military or careers where law enforcement, military wear uniform and handle tools, machines, or instruments. Tend to be more accident and injury prone than illness prone. They'll probably have a scar above the head, especially more to his right side than the left side, as he tends to be more injury prone than illness prone. This particular year has been very challenging to him, yet at the same time, this person may be dealing with some legal or semi-legal matters at this point too. Their key numbers are the 9, 8, and 6. Tuesday, Saturday, and Fridays are their best days. And their best months are January, April, May, October, and November.
3/28.
3/28. This person is an Aries 1 person. Their numbers are the 1, 4, and 9. So since they are a fire sign with a fire number, they can be very passionate, very driven once they make up their minds. They too have to be careful of people taking advantage of them, using them, and they have to also be careful of who they put their trust in, who they seek counsel from, as well as putting their name on the dotted line. This particular year suggests they're going through some drama as it relates to their health, relationships, and making adjustments where living arrangements are concerned, if any of that makes sense.
Can you give me September 1?
Yes,
For
September
a
1.
young man.
Yes, it's a male.
My son.
Yes, your son is very headstrong. It's interesting. You're born on the 1.
Yeah.
He's born on the 1.
Mm-hmm.
You know what that's like? You know, you see the illustration of 2 donkeys trying to go the opposite way. They tie by the neck, and no one can budge. And then they finally get together where they either decide to go this way together or that way together. His birthday suggests. How old is your son right now?
38.
Okay.
Next
Right.
in 2 weeks.
Well, he is a grown man right now, but there was probably a point in his life he didn't think you knew what you was talking about, okay? Because he knew it all. Like you, it was probably an older young lady that introduced him to Sex 101. So when y'all have that guy talk, say, listen, when you was coming up, when you first introduced you to sex, was it probably a person a little mature than you? And he'll probably say yes, so don't be surprised. Like you, your son doesn't take orders well. He may have thought about going into the legal field, the medical or the scientific field, if not becoming a supervisor, director, or manager. He too will exhibit problems with his eyes, so if he wears glasses, that doesn't surprise me in the least. He may also have some concerns with the heart, blood pressure, heart palpitations, lower back, all depending on how well he take care of his health. All the things that used to be when you considered much older is now going into the 20s and 30s, and so things are crazy. But the food we're eating is not good. The food don't taste the same when I was coming up. You know, when I go to my grandmother's house, food things have changed, and they're using a lot of artificial stuff. And especially corn, because corn has a lot of GMO, which is a whole nother thing with it. But anyway, back to your son. This year, he's really ambitious. This year, he really wants to make a go of it. And right now, he's in a holding pattern this month. If you talk to him, things are up in the air about relationships, where he's living, and at the workplace. But things are going to open up for him real soon, after about another week and a half. And it's going to lead into his birthday, and he's going to do very well from there. Then he's going to start getting his life structured, organized, and he's going to have more of a methodology or routine or strategy to how he gets things done. But this year's probably been very busy, very sociable, been networking and whatnot, and he has to be careful of overextending himself. And his key numbers, by the way, are the 1, 4, and 5. See, he only has 3 numbers where you have 4 numbers. The 1, 4, and 5. That means his best days are Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and his best months are February, June, July, August, and September. Those are his months. And that's you. You were born in July. What month is his mother born in?
She's Capricorn, January 17.
Oh, born the same day as Michelle Obama.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, you had his mother's no joke.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Yes, dear. January 13th. 9/23.
Yeah.
This person was born the same day as John Coltrane, Ray Charles, Pele, the soccer star. This person was always blessed to know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. That's how they got their job, met their mate, got their car, got their place. You know, I always say, man, we should go there and look for this place. We go together, he gets it, and I don't get it. Go figure. His numbers are the 9, 6, his numbers are the 5, 6, and 9. His best days are Wednesday, Friday, and Tuesday. And he has 6 months, which is always April, May, June, September, October, and November. All this is in my book. Yes.
Okay, 12/9.
12/9.
Yes.
Oh, the same day as Ossie Davis. Okay. This person. Female.
Yes.
She tends to attract men in uniform. Police, law enforcement, construction, things of that nature. Or she herself may want to be a bus driver or something where she handles or wear uniforms or handle tools, machines, or instruments. She is a woman that loves everybody. She knows everybody wherever she goes. She is a person that doesn't have a filter on her mouth, okay? So she'll say whatever it is, and she ain't worried about it. She tends to attract people from all over the planet. She knows people from all over the world. She has a lot of artistic talents too, all depending on what she focuses. And she has a lot of leadership abilities, and she's more career-oriented than domestic-oriented. So a guy can't come in there and say, okay, now you're Mrs. Strayhorn, here's the script. Want you off at 5? It don't work like that now with her. You got the wrong sister.
Right there.
Yeah, tell her if that's the case, tell them send it to me for a read now. Tell them how to approach it. That ain't gonna work. Yes.
616 male.
616? Oh, Tupac Shakur's birthday. Okay, strong silent type, very literary, very sarcastic, very individualistic, very independent in their way of thinking and doing. They like their space. They like to question things. They never run out of questions. So if you know, if the question ain't right, they got more questions to back that up. Is this a male actually likes to sleep with nothing on? If you talk to him, I don't know how old this male is.
50?
Yeah, well, he probably likes to sleep with practically nothing on. If you asked him. And do you know this person?
He's my son.
Oh, well, your son probably likes it. You got a son 50 years old, girl?
No, he's 53.
Get
That's
out
right,
of
Leroy.
here!
Wait, 1964 to now. Isn't that 53 years?
Yeah, he would be 54.
In
Next
June
year.
of next year.
Yeah.
616, yeah.
Wow.
Why
You
did I
women,
say
y'all
50? I
are.
don't know.
You women, y'all are. I'm telling you, it's the melanin. I thought
My
you was talking
daughter's
about your
55.
man. No, I thought you were talking about your man. I'm serious. I'm serious. Don't forget, you attract younger men. Now, whether you deal with them or not is another decision. But younger men are drawn to you, my dear. Now, whether you deal, see, when I say that, the person thinks that I got to get involved with them. You may still not like because of the time frame we were born in. We were born in people born in a certain era. We were taught a certain way and raised a certain way. And one of them is why these younger men sweating me? Okay, well I need somebody my age. But that doesn't stop younger men from wanting to get to know you better. So when you said that, I thought maybe it was more boy, not a son. That was the last thing on my mind. I'd have lost my money on that one. You know, but that's
What
good.
about my daughter? She's 55.
That makes it even more so.
So what's my son's number, you would say?
Oh, you
Your
didn't give
son?
me my daughter's number.
Oh, your son, your daughter was December 9th?
Yes.
Her numbers are 9, 6, and 3. No, 9, 3, and 6. Let's play it right. 9, 3, and 6. Her best days are Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay? And your son is, what's his birthday again?
616.
616. So his numbers are the 7, 2, and 5. And notice you'll have 5 as a common denominator. That's one of your numbers.
Yeah.
You'll have June as a common denominator. That's one of his. So his best days are a Monday and Wednesday. He tends to do well in February, June, July, and September. Okay. It must be 2 o'clock.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
6-4.
6-4. Male. This is a person where you gotta tell them in opposite terms. You wanna go out, you say, honey, why don't we stay home? You say, honey, I just felt so this nice place, we need to go there right now. We take you out. If you wanna stay home, you say, honey, why don't we go out? But after a while, that works your nerves. Where every time you want to do something, you gotta put it in the reverse. Okay, so it's like, can we be consistent? Amanda's moody, Amanda likes to be different. Amanda doesn't like to do things the normal way in the bedroom, which is also none of my business, okay? Like, honey, we'll get up here on the chandelier, don't you move, okay? But, you know. You know, brother, Leroy, you know. He's a very sensitive guy, and he's a genius in his own way, good with his hands. And would do well in the mechanical, mathematical sciences, computers, technology, IT, stuff like that. And he attracts young and old at the same time.
One more for me. What's his number? Well, I'm getting, what's his number?
Oh, his numbers are the 4, 1, and 5. And his best days are Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday. And his best months are always in February, June, July, August, and September.
Same as mine.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Who is this person to you?
That's a friend of mine.
Yeah, I know that's right. Okay, good.
He's the 6th, we're a week apart.
Huh?
We're a week apart on birthday.
Yeah, but you're both
I'm
Geminis,
older
and y'all
than
got the same numbers, though.
Yeah.
Same numbers.
Okay, one more please.
Yes.
1027.
Oh, that's
Female.
Yeah, that's Ruby Dee's birthday.
Okay.
Yeah, and Jane Kennedy's birthday. And her birthday indicates she was a very independent spirit. Who is this person to you?
My daughter.
She's someone like you. Between her 19th and 22nd birthday, she probably had you reminisce and said, girl, I might want you to stay, but I remember when I was around about that age, I said, adios, I'm out of here. Okay? She's the same way, a lot of confidence. She would have wanted to go into careers like the military, construction, things like that. She would have made an excellent lawyer or surgeon or doctor. She's a very frank person. She lays all her cards on the table. She tends to be more injury prone than accident prone. And this year, things have been kind of busy for her and yet up in the air. It's been a kind of a quirky type of year for her this year. But she has a lot of confidence. Like you, she has no filter. She lays the chips where they fall. And everybody knows what time it is. So I think that's interesting because you got one daughter born on the 9th, and then you got another daughter born on the 27th, and 2 + 7 is 9. So since 9 is not your number, since you're born on the 12th of January, and your key numbers are the 2, the 3, 8, and 6, that tells me that more than likely the dad of your fathers was either an Aries or Scorpio, maybe a Leo, or born on the 9th, the 18th, or the 27th of any month. What's the father's birthday?
No. When is his birthday? The 30th.
When?
August.
Okay. Yeah, he's got a birthday coming up soon, a Virgo.
Next Thursday.
Yeah, Virgo. Yeah.
No, he
Okay.
passed away.
Yeah, a Virgo.
Okay, what's
Anyway,
her number?
your daughter's numbers, this one, she has the same numbers as her first one. Your first daughter's numbers are the 9, 3, and 6, where this daughter born October 27th, her numbers are the 9, 6, and 3.
Wow, you know
So
something?
these daughters should either be tight. You try to get between them.
Oh no,
you know.
that ain't happening.
Yeah, they're fighters.
Wow.
They will take it there.
Okay, you gave me when we talked before. You gave me my youngest daughter
How many daughters you have?
3
Okay.
and 1 son. 369. My son 639.
Yeah.
Now you giving me mine is 386.
So notice between the four,
Wow.
you have a 3 and a 6 as a common denominator that runs
Yes.
through the family.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There is an art to this.
Wow.
This is why the earth doesn't spin off its axis.
So what's this daughter's number again?
Whose?
1027.
Oh, her numbers are the 9, 6, and 3. And the one that's born December the 9th, her numbers are the 9, 3, and 6. And your numbers are the 3, 8, and 6. So 3 and 6 is the cord that weaves between you and your family. And notice, and what was the father's birthday? The 30th. Isn't
Yeah.
that a 3? His numbers are the 3, 5, and 6.
Oh gosh.
Y'all are funny, ladies. Can I come and do this again?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is fun.
Thank
I'm nosy
you.
anyway. That's why you didn't tell you, I'm nosy.
Yes.
Yes, please.